Sophie Cunningham is in the spotlight as she walks down the tunnel, wearing a confident outfit that turns heads. Shortly after, Sophie Cunningham is on the ground, diving after a ball as if it were her last. People pause when they see the picture and wonder, how does she do both? Sophie isn't simply playing basketball at the greatest level this season. She's making a lot of money, getting endorsement deals, and enjoying comforts you wouldn't think a player who was once just known for being tough would have. We're delving into Sophie Cunningham's extravagance, the financial implications, and the query that all of her admirers have. Will she be able to maintain the edge that initially set her apart while juggling everything else? Prior to there were striking ensembles and opulent details. When Sophie Cunningham was a young child in Columbia, Missouri, she participated in driveway activities that left her with tears and bruises. Her family wasn't your typical family. They were all levels of athletes. Her father put on football pads. Her mother was a track and field athlete. And her sister would go on to play collegiate sports herself. There was no fun in competition. The air they inhaled was the cause. Sophie learned early on that nothing would be given to her from those backyard fights full of elbows and grit. Sophie was also becoming proficient in Taekwondo at a time when the majority of children her age were learning how to ride bikes. She obtained her black belt when she was just 6 years old. Instruction in control, balance, and concentration. The discipline was not limited to the dojo. She was followed into the basketball court by it. Missouri shaped her with ideals tougher than steel. Perseverance, discipline, and work ethic. Fans must understand the origins of her opulence when they witness it today. No amount of money could ever fully replace the hard work and competitive spirit that underpin those indulgences. How does prosperity come from toughness? Consistency is key in the WNBA. Coaches are unable to take a chance on players who vanish. They require rivals who put in a lot of effort each night. And Sophie has made a name for herself by being just that. She has developed into the kind of player who can make threes, throw her body on defense, or provide energy off the bench that be relied upon in every circumstance. Although her base pay is consistent, her income is increased by the extras. The sum is increased by performance bonuses linked to appearances and postseason success. Appearances in the media and at events increased her income even further. Over time, every effort, hustle, and intense moment results in financial gain. It becomes evident by the 1-minute mark that Sophie's wealth was not based on exaggeration. It was based on hours of labor and sweat. Each item is comparable to a deposit. Her coaches and the league are reminded that she belongs with each rebound and strong defensive play. Her game's cornerstone, that grind, is what turned into gold. And after she established that dependability, it made room for endorsements, which are the true source of income. Sophie's income began to increase because to endorsements. While endorsements do not have salary caps, the WNBA does. Sophie was viewed by businesses as more than just a role model. They witnessed the ideal balance of harshness and genuineness. Because she doesn't pose as someone else, her fans relate to her. She is assertive, candid, and unapologetically herself. That's just what companies want. Because she trains like a pro, performance businesses are lining up. She is trusted by wellness and lifestyle brands because she exemplifies what she advocates. Fashion brands adore her self-assurance, that because she enters arenas as if they were her own. She is valuable in a variety of markets because of that combination. This is what casual fans are missing. Her entire season's compensation may be less than the value of one endorsement agreement. Sophie's lifestyle rapidly improved as a result. She doubled her WNBA salary through branding rather than only depending on it. The nicest aspect is that it all feels genuine. Her genuine life is reflected in the items and gear she endorses. The endorsement multiplier is so effective because of this. Every hard foul, clutch three, and daring tunnel look is transformed into a marketing opportunity for brands. And Sophie is making the most of it. What does Sophie's world look like with all those money and deals? It is the nuanced indulgences that make the most impression. Imagine fashionable clothing, expensive accessories, and diamond watches that shine when she enters the room. Sophie doesn't show up in silence. Her brand has grown to include the fact that she shows up with gifts. The crucial thing to observe is her level of intentionality. She is not merely making purchases for their own sake. She carefully chooses what she wears. The purpose of jewelry selection is to create a statement. The clothes are stylish yet daring. Every little element reflects the fearlessness, confidence, and unwavering intensity she brings to the court. What attracts people is the contrast. She is hurling herself across the floor to force a turnover 1 second, and then she is polishing in luxury the next. This duality is uncommon, and it increases the power of the luxury. They emphasize her toughness rather than taking it away. Sophie doesn't boast about her luxuries. They are about acknowledging her progress while remaining rooted in the principles that brought her this far. Fans are captivated by the combination of elegance and ruggedness. Here's the truth, though. You can't stay on the court with luxury. Discipline works. Nobody is more aware of that than Sophie. This is why a relentless work ethic is the driving force behind every watch, ensemble, and accessory. She ate a lot of fast food while she was in college. She now treats her body like an engine since she is a pro. She consults nutritionists to optimize her diet, emphasizing protein, balance, and water. Her recuperation and performance plan includes every meal. She works out nonstop. Cardio sprints that leave her breathless, weightlifting sessions that test her strength, and basketball drills that imitate game contact. Sophie doesn't coast even during the off-season. She adjusts. In order to stay ahead, she would fit in morning workouts or train outside on her family's farm. The side of luxury that makes it feasible is rarely seen by fans. Sweat, self-control, and a reluctance to take shortcuts are what give jewelry and fashion their luster. Her luxuries don't feel hollow because of this. They have solid support. Curiosity rises along with Sophie's fame. Fans are not merely interested in learning about her rebounds and points. They are curious about her personal life outside of the game. Her connection with her lover has garnered notice, of course. That attention can be distracting to Sophie. However, she manages it in a balanced manner. Although it is a part of who she is, her personal life does not define her. She welcomes it without allowing it to affect her professional goals. It is more difficult than it seems to maintain that equilibrium, particularly when the lights are constantly on. This is intriguing since it completes her image. Supporters witness the fierce rival who never gives up. However, they also perceive a grounded lady who loves stability and connection. It makes her relatable and human, and authentic. That equilibrium increases Sophie's worth in a league where players are more well-known than ever. Fans and brands both adore it, and it enhances the perception of someone who is more than simply their numbers. Luxuries may shine, but her personal side adds depth. You need to look beyond the WNBA box scores in order to truly comprehend Sophie's accomplishment. Her performance abroad in Australia demonstrated that her game was not only American, but also global. She demonstrated her ability to lead, defend, and score against fresh opposition. Her reputation was enhanced by that encounter in addition to paying her expenses. Not to mention her multi-sport experience. Sophie is a mix that few players bring to has. Her discipline came from martial arts. She gained explosiveness from volleyball. She gained hardness from football. The enforcer we see today is the result of combining those. A player who isn't scared of physical contact, but is astute enough to choose her moments. Her achievement feels sustainable because of these hidden levels. She has multiple dimensions. She has the physique of a cross-disciplinary competitor. She flourishes in any environment because of her adaptability. It also explains why she feels deserving of her comforts. They aren't the product of chance, but years of honing abilities in a variety of locations, cultures, and sports. Sophie's ascent is a patchwork of events, each of which contributes to the luxury she currently enjoys. Sophie separates herself at this point. She views luxury as more than just regarding expenditure. It has to do with purpose. While she takes pride in her accomplishments, she also makes long-term investments. Consider her role with the Ronald McDonald House. It began when she was a McDonald's All-American, but it developed into a sincere love. Sophie is more than just a check writer. She makes things happen. She makes families feel recognized, provides them with a respite from adversity, and takes them to activities. Giving back with your platform is what true luxury looks like. Another example is her yearly youth basketball tournament. It goes beyond simple competition. Workshops on personal development and financial literacy are part of it. That demonstrates Sophie's ability to think beyond herself. She is considering leaving a legacy. Legacy endures while luxury fades. Sophie is aware of that equilibrium, and it is influencing how others perceive her. She is